All right, been a little bit since we've had Alex on the podcast, so excited to have him back. I know it's been a crazy couple months here, so Alex, welcome back.
Thank you for having me. Sorry for the delay of the episodes.
No, you have nothing to apologize for. Let's start with this. I know this week's been probably a roller coaster of a week for you. What has this week been like, just for all you've had to deal with?
Um, it's been one hell of a week. We'll just say that. Obviously, 3 games in 6 days is always tough, and a lot of highs through those games, and obviously the lowest of lows I've been through. So, just staying strong with it all, just continue to move on. I got the best teammates in the country that support me. I got the best coaches in the country that support me on a daily basis. And, they really uplifted my confidence when I needed it the most. And I think it showed out in DC with how much support I had, and they really just lifted me. So, just being able to bounce back from a moment that no one expected, not even myself. I worked my ass off and that moment sucked, but it's all good. You just move on, you get stronger from it, and it's about how you bounce back from tough moments.
Yeah. I know obviously you've got a good relationship with Coach Hurley. How do you help you, kind of get through, what you had to deal with and bounce back and get back to the player you can be out there?
Yeah, immediately right after the game, we got in the locker room and he just hyped me up and just instilled that confidence, just being like, we're all by your side and just saying that I'm still a champ and just really just hyping me up as the player that I am. And talked to me on the airplane ride back. He texted me in the morning. He talked to me during practice, and just what he was saying in front of the team and in front of everybody. I mean, it just meant the entire world to me. And he really just supported me through it all and just uplifted my confidence. And the coaches, every single coach texted me, talked to me. All my teammates had my back, obviously, and it really meant a lot to me because if I didn't have that support or that confidence heading into Georgetown, I don't think I would have been able to play as well. And it was really a credit to Coach Hurley, the coaching staff, and my teammates, and they were by my side through it all. It's just like, it's a reminder that, we all are basketball players, they're basketball coaches. At the end of the day, it's bigger than basketball. And they had my back, and Coach Hurley had my back through it all. And I'm just forever grateful for him. And I can't say thank you enough for how much he's impacted and the rest of the coaches have impacted my life.
Yeah. Did you take his advice and go play with your rings a little bit when you got home?
I did. I played with the rings, went through the memories. I went through the camera roll, just the memories of everything, just the first national championship, all the good moments, the good games. That was really all I could do because I for sure did not touch social media and I for sure didn't text people back that, tried supporting. Just try to stay off my phone as much as possible. And that was the best thing for me because, I could only imagine what was on social media.
Yeah, yeah. It was a combination, but I think you got a lot more support than you'd expect. So this UConn fan base can had your back, I'd say. When I know they mentioned it on the broadcast, it seemed like you got back in the gym pretty quickly when you came home. Is that true? Is that the case?
Yeah, I was in the gym. We landed, got back at like 2 a.m. and I just dropped my stuff off and just went to pick up a basketball and just shot free throws. I just by myself. The gym was dark too. I don't know why I left the lights off. The lights were off. Just rebounded for myself and just made sure I made 100 free throws. I think you can't control what happened. It was tough in that moment,
Yeah.
just trying to mentally get over that hurdle of like, all right, like you'll make the two free throws next time. So just like get it out of your head now. Shot free throws that morning. Um, so at night I shot free throws, made 100, and that morning I shot a lot more free throws too. So really just trying to stay confident with it all. And then we had practice too, and then we did like this little free throw game too. And then of course I missed my free throws during the free throw game too. And then obviously after I made them, and then the whole gym started cheering. And I did not appreciate that. But so it was funny. But just trying to get over the mental hurdle is the most important thing, and I've done
Yeah.
that.
All right. Well, we'll be done talking with that now and move on to some other stuff. We had to at least get it out of the way.
Yeah, it's fine.
Uh, when I mean, I think one of the keys for this team that, and kind of one of the storylines the past, week and a half has been having to adjust to playing without Liam. How tough is it kind of on the fly to adjust to playing without a guy who brings so much to the table like Liam?
It's tough. I mean, he's been one of the best freshmen in the country, and he's helped us so much offensively, defensively, rebounding wise, and we do really miss him out there. He's just such a key piece for us, but at the same time, it's always next man mentality and not try to replace what he does, but just replace the production that he does. So a little more offense from a couple more people, being better on the glass with a couple more people, not a couple more people, everybody. And then defensively, everybody has to be better. So just trying to replace his production, just become a stronger team now because when he comes back, we know how great of a player he is. He's only going to make us better, and he'll be hungry to get out there and play. So, um, we're just got to figure it out on the fly too. At the same time, coaches they do a great job of putting us in great positions too. So, just trying to just figure out how to get wins right now without him and just be as strong as we can. So then when he does come back, we'll be an even better team.
It seems like the past few games, different guys have stepped up, in the games. We obviously saw, Jaylin had a great game against Villanova yesterday. Him, Jayden, Aidan, Ahmad starting to get some more time and stepping up. What are you liking that you're seeing from these guys as, more minutes and opportunities have come available to them?
I love it. I mean, they have to be more aggressive and they have to step up for us, especially without Liam. We need them to, and they have enough experience now. They know what to do out there, and they've been in this program long enough now to know like it's their time. Just take advantage of every opportunity you have, and they've done a great job of that. Stewie, without him, we would have gone blown out against Villanova, and then, um, the guys yesterday, big time, Jay Ross, Mod, Aiden, like you said. So, just continue to build on it, continue to build confidence from those games, and just making sure that you're always ready for your opportunity. And I thought they did a great job of that. And our teams in the past, we've never really relied so much on a couple of guys. It was kind of just a depth thing. And we've had depth the last 2 years. And I think that's what made us tough to beat. And that's something that can be done this year, too.
I'm curious because I remember last year, not that there's ever like a bright side to not being able to play with one of your best players, but when Donovan was out, it gave other guys the opportunity to step up, like get more comfortable, get a better fit within the rotation so that when Donovan was back, they were only better and made the team better. Are you feeling that kind of similar vibe here with these guys having to step up and play in Liam's absence a little bit more?
Absolutely. That's exactly what can happen. And just they could figure out how to take advantage of their opportunities and really just help the team out right now. So when Liam does come back, there's no shortage of confidence. There's no shortage of knowing whether you can do out there. Like you're out there to help us, what to get wins, and they've helped us. All of them have helped us get wins so far this season. And when Liam comes back too, it'll only make us stronger. So yeah, that's exactly what will happen, and that's what happened last year. It's happened this year already too, with myself and Samson. I'm
Yeah.
playing a couple games too, so our team's figuring it out. And I think that's just what makes great teams special is you just figure out what you got to do to get the win.
Yeah, I think yesterday's game against Georgetown was probably one of the, at least in my opinion, one of the better like complete games that you guys have played this year. Did you feel that way?
Besides the last 5 minutes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. I think coach talked a lot about hunger and just being the hungrier team out there heading into the game. And against Villanova, we didn't really show that we were desperate to win that game. And Georgetown, there was a whole different level of desperation. And defensively, we really set the tone with it.
Yeah, what do you think have been some of the keys? I mean, obviously this defensive effort has grown since Maui, which, kind of seemed to be the big issue there. What have been some of the keys as you guys have, moved along to where it is? Because I thought, again, yesterday was probably the best defensive effort you guys put through this season.
I think it's just a pride thing. It's not so much about, obviously you got to know what to do out there and the technique and all of that, but we've been doing the same defense for at least when I've been here the last 3 years and probably the entire time coach has been a coach. So really it's just a pride thing. I think we just started to take more pride in it. We have to care more about it. And I think these last couple of days we've had done a great job of that and it has to get better. Needs to continue to get better if we want to compete for championships. So really, it's just a pride thing, and just paying attention to the scouting report too. I think that's just an undervalued thing too, is knowing what guys can do and making sure their best players don't get the ball.
I know one thing coach has commented on the past, like week and a half, couple weeks is how, maybe last year's team had a little bit more of a killer instinct. Maybe you'd go from up 8 to up 15 to up 30. Where this year you guys have grinded it out a little bit more. How do you work on developing some of that killer instinct? Because it seems like, especially to start the second half yesterday, I mean, you guys came out and put the foot on the gas there and kind of put the game away.
Yeah, you just can't play the score, and you just got to play every possession like it's the last one. And coach yelled it during the game too. I forgot who he yelled it at, but he's like life or death, like play life or death, and that's kind of how he says it all the time. And that's something we got to do every single possession. And you don't pay attention to the score and you play like that, then the lead's only going to get bigger and bigger. So never relax for a second. Just continue to always play your hardest no matter what. And you know a great job of that. I think the lead got to like 23 or so
Yeah.
yesterday. And then after that, we just stopped playing. I don't know what happened. We haven't had film on it yet. I can't. We'll learn from it. But we just completely just played the score.
Looking to add some local flavor to your lineup? Martin Rosals is the MVP of your game day spread and a slam dunk for any occasion. Proudly made in hard-hit New Britain, their famous kielbasa and hot dogs have been a fan favorite for over 96 years. You can find their products in grocery stores across the state or have them delivered directly to your home court, coast to coast, via martinrosal.com. Take your taste buds to the championship and go support a Yukon fan-owned business. Looking at yesterday's game, obviously you've played Georgetown, a number of times in DC. It seems like that was one of the better atmospheres for a game since you've been at UConn. How did it seem just from your perspective being there?
It surprised me. Like I was surprised just out the gate when the doors open and you just see a flood of students running down the stairs. I'm like, well, I don't remember this at all. And like, Georgetown games were typically like empty and not, the best
Yeah.
home court advantage for them. But yesterday was a completely different story. I mean, it was almost sold out, probably besides like the upper balcony. Those were probably not taken, but every other seat was sold out. And it made the game more fun and more electric. I mean, everyone knows about a UConn Georgetown rivalry. It really felt it yesterday with the physicality and obviously players talking back and forth with each other. So it really made it special. I think that crowd was amazing. And if they have crowds like that every single game, they're gonna be a tough place to beat.
Yeah. As you kind of think back on the Georgetown game, was there a moment yesterday, for you being back out there, given everything that's kind of happened over the past week, that you just kind of like got to like take a deep sigh of relief? I know you had that really deep three yesterday. I don't know if it's that or if there's one moment in particular where you're like, all right, like I'm feeling better and things are going to go well for us here.
After the game, I'd say I
Okay.
felt better. I felt better. Before the game, I was just angry. I was just angry. I just wanted to play a game again so badly. So that was what happened, and the game happened. So I just had to play with confidence, and I had to be more aggressive and assertive, and I wasn't that against Villanova, I thought. So I just wanted to come out there, be more aggressive, and just take the shots. And in a way, I learned that the hard way against Villanova is I wasn't aggressive. As a result, I missed those two free throws. So it's kind of, a correlation with that. So I learned from it and just decided to be more aggressive. And when I'm more aggressive, I play with more confidence and I just, show more emotion out there. So I think you just get lost in the game so much that you just forget about everything and just happy. And when you win at the end of the game and the buzzer finally goes off, then it's like, all right, we're good.
I know coaches talked about like a number of guys on the teams just being like nice guys and becoming more aggressive on the court. How do you work on just becoming more aggressive and more assertive out there?
Just being a killer, you kind of got to be like two different people in a way. Like, you could be the nice guy off the court, but then on the court, you got to be a killer and just, a mean guy. So it starts in practice with how the coaches run practice. I feel like you should automatically become a mean guy after practices and then just translate that to the games. And, after the games, you can say what's up to your buddies who are on the other team or whatever, and then just move on. But you have to be a mean guy, not a nice guy in the Big East. If you're a nice guy in the Big East, you probably don't see a lot of nice guys playing.
When Speaking of nice guys, I know one thing that's taken UConn social media by storm the past couple weeks has been Coach telling everyone to send Terrace some bear memes or gifs or whatever to tell him to be a little bit tougher. Is that something that he's preaching to practice to you guys to make sure Terrace is playing a little tougher like that?
We say it every day in practice. The coaches say it every day. I tell them every day in the locker room. Ahmad tells him every day in the locker room. Like everybody tells him everywhere he goes. And if he's being the goofy nice guy that he always is, like he's a fun person to be around. If he's doing that, or if he's like singing in the cold tub, like we're like, come on, bro. Does coach want you to be a singing bear right now or a dancing bear? Like, and he's like nods his head no. So he knows. We remind him every day, and he loves it when people send him the bear stuff, and he's really just embraced the whole like Kodiak Grizzly. I don't know what bear, but those are two cool bears for me. I don't know about the teddy bear
Yeah,
though.
just no more Kung Fu Panda or whatever it is.
He's he loves Kung Fu Panda. It needs to stop. After the season, go be watching Kung Fu Panda, but during the season, nah, you can't be doing that.
I'm another guy I want to just ask you about, given some of the guys you've played with in the past. Jordan obviously had a really quick release with his three. I feel like we're seeing a little bit of that in Solo, and a guy who could just catch and as soon as it's hit his hands, it's off. What have you seen from his game, especially of late? Because it seems like things are really clicking.
He's the best shooter in the country. I mean, he's doing it off the dribble, catch and shoot from deep. I mean, he's really up there as one of the best shooters I ever played with. And obviously, I played with Hawk and Cam too. So,
Yeah.
but he's the best shooter on the team right now, and he's unbelievable. And just how quickly he can go off on spurts, and at the same time use the threat of his shot to get to the basket with how athletic he is.
Yeah.
He's a special player. I mean, he's a really special player, and it's crazy to think that he's only a sophomore and he's doing all this. And he even did it as a freshman too last year during the big time games. So he's an unbelievable player, and he's just someone that's just fun to be around and just fun to take the court with.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's just crazy to think about kind of the string of shooters that have just come through this program over the past few years, and it really is impressive. As you guys now have gone through, what I think it's six Big East games. What do you think, are some of the areas of focus as you think about like this next stretch of Big East games you've got coming up?
I think it's just defense and rebounding. They just continue to improve that offensively. I think will always be fine.
Yeah,
And knock on wood. And then but it's just defense and rebounding. Just with you see how physical teams are. I mean, you're watching the other Big East games and you just see how tough it is on the glass and
yeah.
how well other teams are defensively. And that's something that you could always continue to improve on. And especially for us, we need to improve on it. And I think the last two games we've really improved on the defensive end, and we just got to continue to do that.
I got to ask just because I know you've gone up against him a lot, and I know you got thrown on him defensively a little bit the other day against Villanova. But Eric Dixon, obviously, when you look at the stats and numbers he's put up this season are pretty impressive. I mean, what is this, 3 years in a row you've had to go up against him?
Yeah, 3 years, crazy. Red shirt year, he was there too. Yeah, he's been there a while, but he's an unbelievable player. I mean, he's the leading scorer in the nation, which is like for that to happen in the Big East, it's unbelievable. And just the way he shoots the ball, the way he can score inside. He's a three-level scorer, and he's really a matchup nightmare for anybody just because he was already playing so well against other
Yeah.
centers in the Big East last year, and now he's playing the four, sometimes the five, and that just creates a whole other matchup problem for everybody. So he's always been a matchup problem every year that he's been in the Big East, and he's just a terrific player, and we just have the utmost respect for him.
I know it was the first time in probably like 20 or 30 years, I think it was, that UConn played Villanova in the on-campus gym. What was that like? What was the gym like there?
It was cool. I actually liked it. It's a good gym, but it's like built weird compared to other gyms. I don't know how to word it, but
Okay.
it's a nice gym. It's a little smaller, but it's definitely their version of Gamble for us. So
All right.
it's a nice arena. It's a nice arena.
All right, I want to get to some that came in from social here. So as we're talking Big East Road games and venues, you're place you like going the most on the road in the Big East from like a gym perspective, and then a follow up that came into that one is like when the team is in a city like DC, do you guys get the chance to go do anything in the city, or is it really just strictly kind of game in, game out?
Hell no, we don't go anywhere. We stay in our rooms. They check if we leave. We can't be leaving. No, no, it's business. We can't be leaving, and it's, we've been to DC for the White House visit, so
There you go.
we'll plan to visit DC when we do that. No, the venues I like Georgetown. I've played well there pretty much all three times I've been there, so I was gonna say that. But Marquette has a great arena with the Bucks. St. John's is always nice just with the energy from the two fan bases. Um, Creighton, although haven't won there, it's just like it's always sold out and their fans are great.
Yeah,
Providence with their rival. I like a lot of schools. I think the most underrated one, two of the most underrated ones are Butler, just with Hinkle being historic
yeah,
and just unbelievable fan base there. And then Xavier's. I don't think people talk about Xavier's home court advantage as much as people should.
yeah, and that's when you guys are going to be heading to in just I think 2 weeks about. So we'll
It's a road game, yeah, it is. Xavier.
yeah. Kind of coming off this road question too, someone asked, when you're on the road, which Big East city has the best food you get to eat?
Cool. Hmm. Wow. I'm thinking about this. So, New York, Del Frisco. We go to Del Frisco's for a steak
Okay. Oh, you can't beat that. Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
Um, Georgetown, we went to Mastro's. Mastro's is
Oh,
elite too.
yeah. Yeah.
That's really good. I think we were there for Phoenix too, Mastro's. So that was unbelievable. Um, I think those two. And then there was one DePaul. I remember one DePaul. Chicago something something. I don't know what it is. Chicago. I don't know what it is. I'm just saying Chicago. Like that's gonna help. But I like Mastros and Del Frisco's. I'd say those two are mine.
Very, very, very solid choices
And
there.
Capitol Grill, Hartford. Capitol
Yeah.
Grill, Hartford. Fire.
Oh, you can't beat Capitol Grill. Um, again, a lot of road trip questions here. Who's your road trip roommate?
It's Hassan.
Okay, all right, so you guys are there.
Me and
You,
Hassan are there, and thankfully we don't have to do any of that stupid stuff that Cam and I did last year. So I'm
you
very
actually just get
thankful.
to walk in at the same time, go do whatever you want.
We can walk in at the same time. I can walk in after him. He can walk in after, and I don't have to get yelled at for propping the door. I don't have to get cussed out because I wouldn't hold the door or anything. I'm glad that I could have, no yelling
All right, there you go. Nice,
from my
nice
room.
and calm on the road. This one's an interesting one. When you take some of those deeper threes, is it just all feel like is it just like you feel confident, like you feel like you're in a good spot to shoot at? What goes into shooting a deep one?
I don't even know where I shoot it from. If it looks open, I'm just shooting it. Or if it's late shot clock, I'll just shoot it. Like I don't really care. And I guess the one at Georgetown, I didn't even realize. I think it was just a matchup thing. I realized I could just shoot it. So yeah, if I just see a good look, I'm just gonna shoot it. I don't really care how deep it is. And sometimes, yeah, the coaches are like, all right, you need to like relax a little bit. That's like a little too deep. But at the same time, it's like I don't be pay attention to the lines on the court. Like I just like wherever I catch it and it's open, I'm gonna shoot it.
It's the mentality you want out of a shooter.
Yeah, it has to be.
Uh, UConn fans pay attention to everything. So I guess yesterday at the end of the game, they saw you had a nice little conversation with Ed Cooley. So the question was like, what's it like chatting up some of these coaches a little bit after the game?
It's nice. I mean, I have the utmost respect for every single coach in the Big East. Every single coach is terrific and just carry great programs throughout the Big East. So I have a lot of respect for him and every single coach. And playing in the Big East now for 3 years, you kind of just like you
Yeah.
see them all the time now. So it's like just be nice. You have respect for them. You just appreciate, how great of a program Coach Cooley is turning Georgetown around, and as well as all the other coaches too. So. And he recruited me too. A lot of these coaches recruited you too during the high school process.
Yeah.
So, you never want to just, be dickheads to them after. You just want to just like stay polite and stay positive. And
Yeah.
yeah, when Coach Cooley was at Providence, he recruited me pretty hard. And yeah, I just never had anything bad to say about him. It's just always respect with him, and he's just a great person.
All right. A week this week with no games. You go Saturday to Saturday until you play next. So what's this week like for you?
Ooh. I need a massage today, cold tub, everything. Recovery is the main thing. After the game yesterday, so doing as much recovery as possible at the same time. Watching film. Just gonna watch Creighton, coming up this week, and then watch the other Big East games on Tuesday. And yeah, just continue to get better as a team. I think you use this as an advantage just to improve what you got to improve on, and at the same time focus in on what Creighton's going to do and what they've done in the past. So just continue to get better and just never being satisfied with the start that we've had in the Big East.
Yeah. I'll wrap with this one. I know it's always a fun time of the calendar year here for sports. You got college football playoffs. You got heart of college basketball season, NFL playoffs. You got to pick to win the Super Bowl. Anyone you like?
I want the Lions to win it this
Uh,
year. I want them. I've been feeling bad for them as a franchise. Like they got to get one. So I think it's just an easy team to love with Coach
yeah.
Campbell and Ahmad Ryan, Jameer. So great team. So I'd want the Lions to win this year. My team isn't in the playoffs. I don't know if we'll be in the playoffs anytime soon. So we'll see what happens.
Mine's not touching there either. So yeah, no, I think Lions would be a fun one. So I like that pick. But Alex, I really appreciate you taking some time and thanks again for coming on. And we'll talk soon, probably towards the end of this month as we really get into the heart of Big East play. So thanks again.
Thank you so much for having me.